ደርቆባቸው እንዋያሉ ከብቶቻቸው ተበታትነው በያለበት ወድቀው ቀሩ እንደ ዘበት ዋይ 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 ሲሉ የረሃብን ጉንፋን ሲይዙ እያዘንኩኝ በዓይኔ አይቼ ምን ላድርግ አለፍኳቸው ትቼ ዋይ 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 ሲሉ የረሃብን ጉንፋን
Yo, what's up everyone? This is Teddy with Brown Condor Radio, and this is my explanation of what's going on, why I've been doing what I've been doing for the past couple of days. I come at this juncture because I don't know what else to do. You know, I've been going hard at AESA 1 for the past couple of days, almost a week now, and it did me no joy to do it. You know, for the longest time, because of my personal affiliations or friendships with some of the promoters and the DJs that's with AESA 1, I decided to just keep quiet and be like the rest, just not say nothing. But the more I saw the injustice that was going on, the more I couldn't say anything. And I knew what was going on. I knew that the whole thing was built on a lie. Excuse me. I knew that the whole thing was built on a lie. And I couldn't say anything. And finally it broke when I saw a couple of the promoters last Thursday at Busboys and Poets. And they're sitting up there basically dividing the pie. And I took a cigarette break. And I know both of them. You know, I told them everything that we talked about was off the record, but I took a moment to go smoke a cigarette, because I've been smoking a lot of cigarettes lately. And I step outside, I look to the left, and I see the AESA 1 headquarters on 14th and U, and it's draped out with the flag, and it broke. I couldn't take it anymore. So I prayed. I went home. I prayed and I prayed. And then I decided to just say enough. I would say Becca, but I don't want y'all to think I'm affiliated with any type of political party, because I'm not. So I decided to give my friends a heads up, a warning, that I was about to declare all-out war on AESA 1. And I begged them for days, I mean literally days, to step away from it. I know that they had gotten paid, and they got paid handsomely. I mean, each one of them got paid $20,000, $30,000, $35,000 to promote a supposed community event. You know, I do community events all the time, and I pay money. I've never been paid to do community events. And so I decided to declare all-out war. And I begged them, every one of them. I called every one of them, except for one, and I don't really have any connections with him, but I called every one of them and talked to him on the phone days and days and days, and I told them what was coming. And I guess they took the money. They couldn't say no. They should have said no, but they couldn't say no. So finally on Saturday, even I went and prayed again, and I went to a poetry night. I came back home, and I saw the most heartbreaking thing I've ever seen in my life. One of the promoters that's doing this, she's in New York, and she's not getting paid any money, and she's breaking her back to put this event together. And the thing that broke my heart was she, you know, one of the ESFNA folks was trying to have an event over at Mazda Restaurant, and so she posted on his comment, even though she's with a whole nother affiliation, that she supports him and that she's going to send people his way. And it broke my heart, you know what I'm saying? So I prayed again. I called one of the promoters. I mean, I cried that night, and I cried calling him, and I was like, please, y'all, beg you, there's a lot of things coming down this week, just walk away from it. And I called everyone again on that Sunday, prayed again, and again, to no avail. So finally I did it. Like I said on Monday, I sent out thousands of press releases linking AESA 1 to blood money. Now here's what I know. For the record, I don't have explicit proof that Alamoudi is involved with blood money, or neither the other guy that's affiliated. I don't have that proof, but there's suspicions everywhere. And so I'll ask of the media, if you're listening, media, if there's suspicions, isn't it your job to check? Lawmakers, if there's suspicions, isn't it your job to check? AESA 1 says that they're 501(c), and their promoters say that they are 501(c), but they're not. I double checked it. They're not listed in any database that says that they're 501(c). So I know the game. I finally realized the whole game of how people play the game. They say they're nonprofit, but they're not. They're not. I don't know how many nonprofits are in the community claiming to be nonprofit. Let me explain something to you. I have a business. Now, I've never made money on my business. I lose money all the time. But let's say hypothetically I make $100,000 a month. If I pay myself $90,000 as the executive president, and then I spend $8,000 on marketing, and I give $2,000 away on charity, at the end of the day, it's a non-profit, zero profit, even though I walked away with $90,000 in my pocket. This is how the game is played, and they play us for fools. AESA 1 is playing us for fools, and I can't take that. You know what I'm saying? So I've declared war on them. I went to City Hall yesterday and talked to council members, to the chair. I called, I've been in touch with Congress. I've sent out 4,000 press releases. My intent is to shut the whole event down. It might not work, but then again it might. I don't know. We'll see. But I've been called a hater for simply standing up against AESA 1. A hater is someone that does something without any reason. What I'm doing is not hating. What I'm doing is protecting. This is something very personal to me. And the people that are very close to me, that I love very much, have been a victim of. They've been a victim of child molestation, and it's something that's very close to my heart. And they're helpless victims. A child gets raped in Ethiopia, and they call her a sharmuta. A 10-year-old child gets raped, and she's the whore. I don't know how to explain it any better than this, but I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what's going on in our community. There's kids that are being shipped off to the Middle East. They're losing their childhood in one day. There's a 13-year-old, 12-year-old girl that's being shipped off right now. And as I'm saying these words, she walks in to a house that she no longer owns, away from her mom, away from her dad, and some Middle Eastern dude, a sultan, a prince, walks in, sees this 12-year-old, and he rapes her, and rapes her again, and rapes her again, and rapes her again and again and again. She gets her whole life get torn into pieces. Her flesh is torn into pieces. And I don't understand how we could just stand by as a people and just abide that type of stuff. So if there's questions about where AESA 1 is getting their money from, who are we not to ask? Who are we to walk away from things and pretend like it doesn't exist? I've been told over and over again, things like this happen all the time. Imagine if it was your daughter, a 12-year-old daughter that you have, that's at this exact moment being raped, and she's bleeding and screaming, and she has nothing, no one to protect her, no one to speak for her. She screams and nobody listens. She yells and nobody cares. She tries to fight, but she's not strong enough. And she gets the most innocent aspect of her at the tender age of 12. destroyed by a man in his 40s. And so this is what I fight for. And it's easy for me to live a comfortable life. I make good living. I have an MBA from Johns Hopkins. I went to George Mason. I do very well. But I cannot live knowing that there's a girl being raped right now. I cannot live with myself if I don't speak up. And for me speaking up, I've been called crazy, ibbed, bipolar. The whole of DC thinks I'm bipolar because I have the nerve to question the system. I question the system, and I want to crush the system because the whole system is built on a lie. And I'm tugging on a string, on a yarn a ball of yarn, and the whole thing is going to unravel very soon. Hopefully in my lifetime, God's will in the next couple of months. But there's a whole lot of people involved in a lot of dirty things in our community. And we as a whole choose to ignore it. I cannot ignore it. My conscience cannot ignore it. I cannot go to sleep at night knowing that a 12-year-old girl is being raped right now. Can you? I thought I was preparing myself not to cry because every time I've been recounting the story to people, I've been crying, and people look at me like I'm crazy. But the truth of the matter is, there's things going on, and we all know about it. In Pennsylvania, Penn State, Jerry Sandusky, for 20 years was raping little boys, and the whole community knew about it, and they didn't say anything. This is a daughter of somebody's man. This could be my daughter. This could be a picture of me and my daughter. This could be a picture of you and your daughter. This little girl could be the next victim. I want you to look at this. Alright? That's what I'm fighting for. But it goes beyond that. I've been outside the whole day on my feet. The whole day. And what I wanted to do for my community is, I've done my share of trying to bring AESA down. I have. But at the end of the day, it's not enough to be against something. At the end of the day, you have to be for something. You have to be for something. So, I talked to my friends, Mastawal, Fana, Mo, a couple of other folks, Fino, and we decided to have a free event where there's going to be music, there's going to be food, and what I do not want for my community is to go and protest at RFK. That's a death to the community. We will be defeated if we go protest on Sunday. We will be gone. They will laugh at us. The protesting is for losers. You know what I'm saying? And when in Ethiopia, when Italy invaded Ethiopia, they didn't protest. They fought. And they defeated the Italians. Now, I'm not saying go out there and fight the AESA crew. That's just stupid. But you can fight by other means. Fight by speaking up. Fight by using your voice. Fight by speaking out when you see injustice. Don't pretend like everything's okay. And when you know that there's a 12-year-old being raped, speak up. Because if you don't, there's no in between on good and evil. You're either on the side of good or on the side of evil. And if you're in between, you're on the side of evil. In the 1930s, there were decent, kind Germans. No, not kind. Decent and indifferent Germans that knew what was going on, that knew that Nazis were shipping off Jews to the concentration camp, and they chose to be quiet. And I blame them more than I would ever blame Hitler. Hitler was a deranged madman. He was crazy. He was crazy. I blame the everyday indifferent people of Germany for not speaking up, for being afraid. Now, I don't know what's going on with our community. To be honest, I do know what's going on. We're afraid. We've been traumatized by the Derg, now the TPLF. We don't know. Speaking up could lead to somebody knocking at your house and taking you away. But we're in America. I'm not advocating that people in Ethiopia do this. That's suicide. You just as much as you can, just try to make it through until the day comes where you can rise up. But until then, just survive. Surviving is hard enough. But for us in America that have freedom of speech and that have freedom of democracy and the freedom of assembly, speak. Because if you're not saying nothing, you're a part of the system. If you know that there's an injustice, you're a part of the system. If you know that a little girl is being raped and you don't do nothing about it, you're raping her too. So now you understand why my beef with AESA 1. Do I have solid proof that they have blood money? No, because if I did, I'd be calling the cops. But the money is shady, and the money is tied somehow, some way to blood money. We all know it. I'm not the only one that's saying this. I've been at Seminary Road the whole day today. Everyone said, yeah, I know, yeah, he does have blood money, but what can we do? He's just a businessman. He's just a businessman. He's just making money. And we gotta make money too. This is the greed and evil nature that we have become, where money is more important than preventing a girl from being raped. I don't know who we are as a people. So I've been trying to get my people, the folks that don't want to go to AESA 1, to go march against to not go march against AESA 1. If you go there, I'm gonna try and I've been cussing a lot lately, so I'm gonna try not to cuss. But if you go there, you're defeated. If you go there, you're a joke. If you go to RFK and march and protest, you have just been defeated by TPLF. You'll become a joke. It will be the most embarrassing moment for our community since 1991. If you want to do something positive. We're trying to have a cookout on Sunday. Be a part of it. For the business people that's watching this either right now or in the future on YouTube before Sunday, hopefully, y'all help us out. Help us out. You have money. You have money. We're trying to have this event where it's a free food and free music for our community. So why can't you just throw us $100 here or $100 there? Why do you have to be greedy? You make a lot of money. We all know this. So if you say you're for ESFNA, then help us out. If you say that you're for Ethiopia, then help us out. Because let me tell you what we're going to do with that money. We're going to have an event. We're going to have food and music. And then the rest of the money that we make, every penny of it, will go towards either feeding homeless people in America and feeding homeless children in Ethiopia. That's it. And some of that money will also go towards preventing child abuse in Ethiopia. That's it. Not one person is going to make money. I am going to spend money. Mastawala is going to spend money. Fauna is going to spend money. Every one of us is going to spend money to put this event together. But we can't do this by our own. Now, I've been at Seminary Road the whole day today, going around asking people if they support ESFNA, and they say they do. And then I have the PowerPoint presentation printed out, and I ask them, help us out. Here's what we're trying to do. And one girl said, I challenge him. It can't be done. Another guy said, we've already given money, as he's sitting there sipping Johnny Walker. Like, you could have just gave us $2 or $5. You just spent, as I'm talking to you, you just spent $20 on alcohol. But you can't help us out. Another man said, I have no money, and he's drinking Starbucks. Another man said, I have no money, but yet he has a successful business. As he's counting his money, he tells me he has no money. And I don't get it. It drives me crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I told the story of this little girl that I met in Dallas. In Atlanta, like, I think it was 1998. and I forgot her name. And I don't usually tell people the stories that I do for people because that should be between you and God. But I gave her, like, I sat down. She was being very quiet, so I started playing catch with her with a baseball. And me and my sisters and I went to Atlanta to sell T-shirts, like all barbershop people do, I guess. And so I'm playing baseball with her, and she was being quiet. She didn't talk to me the whole time. The next day, I played baseball with her again, and she asked me what my name was. And I told her my name was AESA. And then from that moment on, she started calling me AESA. The next day I go, her mom comes up to me and she says, "Yo, Teddy." Now, she didn't say yo, but she said, "Teddy, my daughter can't stop asking about you. Every 2 seconds, AESA, where's AESA?" And then she sees me and she comes running and hugs me. And my grandmother had just passed 4 years earlier. The first time in my life I had felt pain in my life like that. And for that brief moment, she took away the pain. She erased all the anger and every moment of doubting that I had about God's existence. I saw it in her eyes. I saw God in her eyes. I saw Ethiopia. Up until that point, I had been away from Ethiopia for 15 years. But when I saw the little girl, I saw Ethiopia. I went back to Ethiopia. I went back to the time when my father used to take me to the soccer stadium. And then we after the soccer stadium, we'd go and get a hamburger from I forget the name of the place in Bole or in Addis. And so she gave me back Ethiopia. So I call it Hibret now, because she gave me Hibret. It took a 5-year-old girl to give me Hibret. So the next day, as she came and said, "AESA," she sat on my lap, and I decided to give her Hibret back. Now my grandmother had passed away, and she gave a gold chain, a mescal, to my mom. When my grandmother passed away, my mom then gave me that gold chain. Usually I don't wear gold chains. I mean gold, especially cross, because I think that's kind of contradictory to what a cross is supposed to be about. Jesus was crucified on a wooden cross. He was not crucified on a gold or platinum cross. But that's neither here nor there. So I decided to take it off my neck and give it to her. Now, upon this happening, the mom starts crying, runs over, and she says, Teddy, I can't take this. I cannot let my daughter have this." And she tries to give it back to me. I said, "No, please give it to your daughter." And she said, "No." So I took the cross, I balled it up into my fist, and I said, "If you don't give it to your daughter, then I'm just going to throw it onto the soccer field." So she took it and gave it to her daughter. That is giving something away for free. That gold mescal was the most valuable thing I had ever possessed at that moment. But I gave it away, and it was worth it. I'd do it a million times over, because she gave me the deepest happiness that I've ever felt at that moment. Even if I have a daughter going forward, I don't think it will replace that moment. So I tell you that story not because I want to pat myself on the back, but I want you to stop being selfish. Think of others behind you. That girl that I gave the cross to, she's a little girl of Ethiopia. She's Ethiopia. Is she not worth a golden cross that might be worth $10,000? Is she not worth a shot of Hennessy? Is she not worth a cup of coffee from Starbucks? The same Starbucks that, by the way, that rapes Africa, rapes Ethiopia. Is she not worth some kitfo? That's all it takes. We're having this event out for the community. You say that you're against AESA 1 and what they're doing, and you go around screaming blood money, but yet when we ask you for money to put on a free event, all of a sudden you're broke as you're sitting there drinking your Johnny Walker. You know, I don't have any more tears to cry because I'm done with it. But I know one thing. You know, I had told someone, yo, if we can't pull this off on Sunday, I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna walk away. I give up. But then it's a lie. I can't give up, because I'm not doing this for you, no matter how indifferent you are. I'm not doing this for the fame of it or the glory, because I'm getting none of it. If anything, the names I'm getting called on a daily basis would astound you. Besides being crazy and all that kind of stuff, people saying I should commit suicide. They're gonna beat me up. Anyways, I don't take that. That I discount as just bluster, because they know who I am and they don't ever come up to me. The same ones that come up to me saying Teddy Show are the same ones that talk all kinds of smack behind my back. But I do this for the little girl, same little girl that I gave the cross to, that I know that I met, and the ones that I have not met, the ones back home, the ones being shipped from home. Just imagine what is going on right now. Okay? We all know what's going on. Someone, I had a conversation with this guy, and he said, Teddy, you know what? Teddy, you know what? That stuff happens all the time. It happens in America too. And I was shocked and dumbfounded that this guy, as he's sipping Johnny Walker, tells me it happens. Oh well. About your own country, it happens. Children get raped all the time. Oh well, what can I do? I have no money. I'm drinking Johnny Walker. I don't know, people. I don't know what happened to us, yo. We're the same people that defeated the Italians. We're the same people that defeated the Italians twice. We claim we're never colonized, but we sure act like we're colonized. We claim that we're undefeated, but we sure act like we're defeated. I've blasted people left and right for a long time. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the duplicity. I'm tired of the lies. I'm tired of the whole rigged system. The reason I am the way that I am is because of my father. My father, when he came to America, he used to work at the Ethiopian Airlines. And when we came here, we left everything in Ethiopia. So he had to get a job at 7-Eleven, at a parking lot, and all kinds of odds in a taxi cab. The first day at the parking lot, they pulled him over, and they said, okay, gosh, Fikre, this is the system. Give $10 to the company, give $1 to yourself. I guess that's called the Abisha tithing. $10 to the company, $1 to yourself. That's how we all gonna make money. My father said, nah. And y'all circum. I don't steal. I don't steal. And they chased him out. They harassed him to the point where he could not work there anymore. And that's whose blood is in my system, in my veins. My father passed away, but he lives through me. I'm not gonna steal. When my father had lung cancer, the year before he died, he got sick, and people are saying, take welfare, take a welfare check. He said, no, I don't take welfare. He had that much pride in himself that he struggled as much as he could. It's only when he finally succumbed and he couldn't work anymore that we had to turn to welfare, because we had no money. See, I'm not afraid of telling these things about my life, because there's no shame in struggling. There's no shame in going through depression. There's no shame in crying. There's no shame. There's no fear in it. There's nothing. But our community, we shame struggle. We shame folks that have depression and call them ibd. We shame people that cry. We shame girls that get raped and call them sharmuta even though they're 12 years old. I love Ethiopia to death. I would die a million times for my country. But some of the ways of our people, I just don't understand it. We're a blessed people, but we curse ourselves over and over again. So that's why. One of my good friends said, you've declared war on Abisha. And I guess I have. Because first off, Abisha is not Ethiopian. Abisha is not Eritrean. Abisha is what Arab people call us to insult us to the bone. Abisha. Abisha Sharmuta. Sharmuta is an Arab word. We don't call our women Sharmuta. Right? So why do we call ourselves Abisha? Habasha means nigger. But yet we call ourselves Habasha with pride. Habashawi, Habashanet. Same thing as saying nigger and net. I don't get it. So You know, you think I'm declaring war on only ASA 1, but really it's the whole system. It's our mindset. We don't know when to speak up against injustice. We don't know when to speak out against, you know, crime taking place right in front of our eyes. You know, the community organizers say they're community organizers, but they're driving limousines as they're pleading poverty. Churches, our own churches, splitting up one after the other. The house of God turned into a house of gold. What is that? Churches now being sponsored by companies. The priests are not even doing the what do you call it? The sermons anymore. They farm it out to the younger ones. I've been a part of a church in the past. Well, for 20 years they claim they're going to build a church. 20 years. 20 years has passed and gone. They're still taking money from the community. We have political parties. We have TPLF that's suppressing the people. And then we have 66 parties that's benefiting from the same system. You see, if Meles Zenawi goes away tomorrow, the 66 political parties don't have a reason to exist. They actually want Meles Zenawi to be there. Because if they didn't, they would unite and have one political party, one opposition. But everyone wants to be the chief and nobody wants to be the Indian. I had somebody yesterday debating on Ethiopian Review, and we're going back and forth, and I asked him, I said, why you keep debating me? Why don't you just donate $5? And finally he says, Teddy, whatever you're doing, I'm not a part of it. You're not including me from the beginning. You know, this is not my project, this is your project. I don't want to give you any money. And there, right there is the problem. Because see, Abashai people don't want to be involved in anything, don't want to give their money to anything, they don't want to help anything unless they're the chief. And that is the chief problem of Abashai. They want to be CEOs and founders and presidents and doctors and professors, but they don't want to do their work. Lazy, useless, they don't want to do the work unless it's their foundation, unless it's their nonprofit, unless it's their organization, unless they could claim that they're the leaders and founders and presidents and CEOs. I guess you call that Mekaninet, but it's a lot worse than that. It's colonization. What colonizes people. Our community leaders are the ones that colonize us. How many nonprofits do we have in Ethiopia? How many? 100? 200? 1,000? 2,000? 10,000? 20,000? 100,000? Nonprofits. Most of them don't even have 501(c)(3) to begin with. But the rest that do, they don't work with each other. They have the same mission statement. They don't work with each other. Mekaninet. You know what I'm saying? Envy, self-loathing, self-righteousness. So, I speak the truth. Irrespective of friend or foe, I speak the truth. Because I'm speaking for those that cannot speak. I'm speaking for the 13-year-old, again, that's being raped right now. If I don't speak up, you won't speak up. You'd rather pretend like everything's okay. So now you know the full story. I'm anti-ASA 1 to the bone. They're cursed people that's taking money from blood money to line their pockets, and they don't care who's getting hurt in the process. They don't care that we had one entity that was doing that. The one thing that we had, whatever your complaints are about ESFNA, they at least brought us together once a year or once every other year. They brought us together. But now this ASA 1 is going to split off and fracture the one thing that brought us together. Because our churches don't bring us together. Political systems don't bring us together. The professors and doctors don't bring us together. The non-profits don't bring us together. But we had ASFNA. But even that is now a victim of Mekaninet. So they split off and started their own. They called it ASFNA 1 first. They had it the same week. These folks are cursed. Cursed. Because they're selfish. Anyone that supports ASA 1, by extension, supports when Eritrea is split off. You celebrate that because you're breaking up Ethiopia the same way. Anyone that supports ASA 1, ASE, whatever they're called, AS1, it supports the breaking off of Oromo. Anyone that supports ASA 1 supports the breaking off of Ogaden. You just want Ethiopia to be Addis Ababa, and that's it. And even then, you probably split it off between Bole, Mexico, and all the other little places, all the other Menendez in Ethiopia. So this is why I'm against ASA 1. This is why I stand against them. And I've declared war on them. And it hurts me that I've declared war in the process on my friends that's doing this. But you know, look, if you go to RFK, that's your choice. I don't have any words against you. But if you're a promoter and a sponsor and a DJ that's putting this event together, you're part of the power structure. Because without you, ASA 1 would not exist. So I declare war on you as well. Because you're benefiting from a system that's rigged. I know the whole thing. Somebody told me the other day that as you go around claiming that you're the one that sponsored T.I. and the whole crew, that, by the way, you call that a cultural celebration. If I had $3 million, I would bring people like Lauryn Hill, Common, Lupe Fiasco, Talib Kweli, if you're going to do hip-hop. But no, you chose to go after the most degrading, filth-ridden, obnoxious music as they go on stage talking about fuck bitches and hoes. If that offends you, that's what's going to happen at RFK on Wednesday. These people that they brought are cursed. Now they're going to pass on that curse to your children. Well, Ethiopia doesn't have enough problems. Go to Google and type in Ethiopian children, and you will see a bunch of decaying bodies, crying children. This is the image that we have of Ethiopia that we project to the world. And now we're going to add on top of that gangster rap. I say click, clack, kaboom all the time. That's not because I'm going to say I'm shooting someone. I'm saying we're shooting ourselves in the head over and over and over again. So this is why I'm against again, out of the many reasons, including the fact that if you're going to have an ASA 1 event sponsored by Alamudi, then put the current flag. Don't lie to us. Put the current flag with that devil symbol on it. Put that on your headquarters. Put that on your flyers. Put that at RFK. But you're not going to. You're trying to lie to the people. The whole thing is built on a lie. You lie about the flag. You lie about the money. You lie about the singers or the rappers. Because even that, I know what happened. T.I. went up to RFK and they said, "Yo, we want to have the venue on the 4th of July." RFK said, "Nah, you can't do that because ASA 1 has it." They reached out to you and they said, "Yo, you know what? You could say that ASA 1 presents, but let us have the venue. This is not an ASA 1 event. It's a TI event. You just put your name on it. Just like any other 2-bit promoter puts their names on a flyer and they says it's their party, but it's not. You're hustlers, con artists, thieves, labor." Unreal. And I don't know if people do not see through it, but I do. I know what you're doing. So it's built on a lie, and I've declared war on you. You know what I'm saying? And if I have my ways, the whole thing will be shut down. I'm working my ass off. I spend every day, I wake up in the morning, I don't even go to sleep, to be honest with you, because I can't. The image that I have at nighttime is of a little girl getting raped, and I can't go to sleep. I won't be able to right every injustice in my life. This world is a shitty place, but I know what I could do. I could at least save one. I'll save one. And if that means that I die trying, I'd rather give my life up at the age of 37 than for 1 second have another girl raped in Ethiopia or in Saudi Arabia or the Middle East. I'm willing to make that deal. I'm willing to make that bargain with the devil. I'll give my life so that a girl lives. I'll give my life so that a girl doesn't get raped. I would like to think everyone else would do the same, but you don't. You'd rather give your life to money, greed, envy, jealousy, McAneynet. So this is not only a war on ASA 1, it's the community as a whole. Because there's 10,000 people that have read the South Africa Ethiopian Mortgage article between my website and Ethiopian Review. Actually now in 2 days, closer to like maybe 15-20,000. Out of 20,000 people that potentially read it, at least 15, 4 people have donated to help us put this event together. 4. As you watching this video right now, the website, you're on it. If you click on South Africa Ethiopian Mortgage, if you click on that article and scroll down to the bottom, there's a link to donate. How many of you are going to donate? Knowing that we're not going to make a penny out of it. We're not. We're going to put the event together, and then we're going to give the rest of the money to feed homeless people here, to feed children back home, and to prevent another innocent girl from being raped. But you don't care about that. You'd rather get Johnny Walker. You'd rather get Starbucks. You'd rather eat some dope, Arif, Kitfo, and go home and go to sleep and pretend like the whole world is okay. We smile. You know, we perfected the art of smiling. People tell us that we have the most beautiful smile. We do. That's because we smile to hide our tears and our fears. I'm not going to do that. Wake up, people. Tenesu. Beka. I say that again at the risk of sounding like I'm affiliated with a political party. But the time of 66 political parties is over. The time of our churches dividing the community is over. The time of community organizers claiming that they have no money while they drive Mercedes is over. The time of non-profits claiming that they're non-profits when they're not is over. Because me, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to declare war on all those that do that. I'm declaring war on the system itself. The system is bankrupt. The system is what prevents Ethiopia from becoming the Japan of Africa. The system, the Abisha system, is what is killing hope in Ethiopia. So, ASA 1, if I have my way, Sunday will be your grand opening and your grand closing. Same day. This is going to be the shortest grand opening in the history of the world. But beyond that, for the people that's thinking about going and marching on ASA 1, if you do, you're defeated. You're lost, and you're a joke. We're trying to have an event on the same day, July 1st. We're working on the venue, but we need the support of the community. Again, go to the website www.browncondo.com. You're on it right now. As you're watching this, you could donate. I just told you the money is going to be put towards good outcomes, and nobody's going to take money. Believe. For once in your life, believe. Believe. Because if you want Ethiopia to change, you got to believe. You got to trust somebody. You got to trust. I know it's hard because too many people have came around saying that they're for the people, only to go home and stuff their pockets with it, with the money that they raise. Non-profits, before they do one bit of good, they have a fundraiser. How you gonna have a fundraiser without doing anything to begin with? What are you raising funds for? Churches take our money and they never build churches. Political parties take our money and they never build a political system. The whole thing is bankrupt, and we're bankrupt as a people because of it. So this is a war on ASA 1, but really it's a war on the Abisha way of thinking altogether. Because if we don't wake up from it, if we don't overcome this war together, Ethiopia is never gonna get over herself. The children are gonna keep dying. Parents are gonna keep crying. Little girls in Saudi Arabia getting raped are gonna keep screaming. And we're gonna be here in America doing this. Gonna stop pretending like everything's okay, drinking Johnny Walker and Starbucks, and at the end of the day, we go to some funeral when somebody dies after the fact, and we cry Bunat tears. We're saying, you know what Abisha 911 is? I can't do the sound effect. Sucking teeth between your teeth, making that sound effect. See somebody died. That's like you sucking blood out of your teeth. That's what you're doing when you do that. If you want to help somebody, don't give them that. Help him. Call him. Stop being indifferent. Stop being hateful. Stop being self-loathing. Stop being greedy. Stop. Just stop. And stop being anti. Start being for something. So again, if you want to come out on Sunday, if you want us to put this event together, then help us. Help us. You can help us by giving what you can. By giving what you can. And then if it's $20, $10, $2, $100, whatever. There's some millionaires in our community. You can give 1,000. All we need is like 4,000 to put this event together. And 4,000 can defeat 3 million. I'm showing you right now what I'm doing for the past 3 days has prevented the promoters in their tracks from promoting AESA 1. They've stopped. They've stopped. Because I've been going at them for 3 days. One man against an army. David versus Goliath. And they've stopped. They no longer promote their parties with their AESA 1 symbols on them. They've stopped because they knew the heat. I told them the heat was coming, and the heat has come. And there's more heat coming, by the way. But I don't do this to brag and to say that I'm the person that made X, Y, and Z happen. I don't give a damn. I don't care. I just care about the 13-year-old in Ethiopia getting raped. And you should too. So stop being against. Be for something. And believe. For God's sake, believe, man. Believe in something. Believe in us. Believe in the younger generation. Give us a chance. There's a song that says, give peace a chance. Give us a chance. I forgot that movie when he's like, give us free. Well, give us a chance. And for the younger generation that's watching this now or into the future, believe. What has taken place to this point doesn't have to be the status quo. It does not have to be written into stone. Believe. Put aside the wrong things that you've seen and believe. Because without belief, people are lost. Somebody told me today that God is going to save Ethiopia. And I felt like spitting in his face for him saying that. There's a quote in the Bible. Faith without works is empty. Emnet kalasera ምንም ነገር አይደለም አይረባም. Emnet kalasera አይረባም. Faith without work is nothing. God is not going to save Ethiopia. Ethiopians are going to save Ethiopia. Ethiopians are going to save Ethiopia by stopping being greedy, by not being selfish, by not taking blood money, by not supporting AESA 1, by not claiming to be non-profits when they're not, by political parties stopping to when they stop inciting basic genocide. Talked to a young guy. I said, what's that? What are you about? He said, Wayane Yemot. Wayane Yemot. Wayane people are Tigray people too. I'm not anti-Wayane. I'm anti-Meles-Nawi. I'm anti-TPLF. I'm anti the government. But I'm not anti-Wayane. The minute that you say you're anti-Wayane, you're attacking Tigray people. Think about uniting the people instead of dividing the people. Don't advocate. There's another person that said Tigray people need to be eradicated. I don't know, man. I might be just preaching for no reason. But I'm going to give it my try. This is my try. So, I will end it with this. Again, Sunday, July 1st. There's the RSVP can be found on the same article that's called South Africa Ethiopia Motage. Click on that. The RSVP is there. And while you're doing that, donate. Give us some money. I sound like a damn beggar. I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for the community. I am a community organizer. I could be doing a lot of other things. But I chose to be a community organizer Maybe I should never volunteer for the Obama campaign to begin with, I guess. But that's what I am. That's my life calling. Hopefully I'll have a family, and hopefully I will live to be a long age. But that's what I am. I'm trying to go organize my community. But people say, how can you organize the community by declaring war? And it's simple. If I'm a gardener, if I want to plant a rose, I cannot do so in the middle of weed. And there's nothing but weed within the community right now. There's some roses, but even the roses are being suffocated by the weed. 100 roses, 1,000 weed being suffocated. So, as I plant roses, I'm going to get rid of the weed. If that sounds like I'm crazy, call me crazy. But whatever I said I was going to do, I've done so far. Ask the AESA 1 promoters. Ask AESA 1. So I don't want to bore you to death. My whole point is, AESA 1, have some ethics about you. Open up your books, and I'll stop my war on you. And take off the flag of Ethiopia, the clean flag, and put on the current flag, the one with the blue star on it, which is not my flag, by the way. This is my flag. So do that. Open up your books and get the current flag. I'll let you go about your way. But if not, tomorrow I'm going to go to the Supreme Court. I'm going to go to Congress again. I'm going to go to City Hall again. There's going to be more heat coming. You probably felt the heat already. And to the rest of the community, I'll just say one thing. Believe. Believe in something impossible. Ethiopians believed that they could defeat Italians. And they did it. Let me tell you one quick story. In the Teddy Afro music video, there's a guy on a white horse. I forgot what his name is. I want to say Ras McConan. I'm not sure though. Anyway, what happened is the Ethiopians were afraid of the cannons because they were getting pulverized. And so one of the general on the horse said, turned around to his men and said, "Kiss my children for me. I'm going to die today." He got on his horse and he went straight into the cannon fire. He died for his country. And from that moment on, Ethiopians were galvanized, and they ran right into the fire, into the cannon, and that's how they won. And what they would do is there would be 6 of them in a squad. 5 would rush the cannon and to get intentionally killed, and while the Italians were loading the cannon, the 6th one will come behind and destroy them with a sword. This is Hibret. They believed. Somebody made them believe. Believe. Stop being petty. Stop being greedy. Stop being having making nets. Believe in the impossible. Alright? So Sunday, July 1st, we're going to have this event. I believe it. You should believe it too. And furthermore, stop being greedy. Help us out. If there's people, 17 people watching right now. I challenge each one of you to help us. Go into that link and donate. There. Alright? I'm done. Thank everyone for tuning in. This is going to be on YouTube later on. I don't know. I'm at a loss for words now, so I will just end it with this. Bertu tenesu. ለኢትዮጵያ ብላችሁ በህብረት አሸነፉ። እሷ ብቻ ያለችን። በርቱ ተነሱ በህብረት አሸነፉ። Peace. God bless you. Good night. And I will see each one of you on Sunday. Not at RFK. Not at that concert that they're doing, but at the picnic that we're planning. Because the picnic that we're planning is free for Ethiopians, for free Ethiopians. There's a lot of ways to look into that. Alright? Again, God bless you everyone. Have a blessed night, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace. I'm going to end this with a song, Batalahun Gasesa. Malado Gacho. That's a deep song. Listen to it.
ዋይ ሲሉ የረሃብን ጉንፋን ሲስሉ ያዘንኩኝ ባይኔ አይቼ ምን ላድርግ አለፍኳቸው ትቼ ዋይ ሲሉ የረሃብን ጉንፋን ሲስሉ ያዘንኩኝ ባይኔ አይቼ ምን ላድርግ አለፍኳቸው ትቼ ወይ ማማ ወይ አባባ ሲሉ ሆዴ ባባ አስጨነቀኝ ጭንቀታቸው ምንስ ሆኜ ምን ላርጋቸው ሳያቸው አይኔ አፍጥጦ ተለየኝ ልቤ ደንግጦ ተብረከረከ ጉልበቴ ምን ላድርግ ዋ ድህነቴ በረሃብ ስቃይ ቸነፈር ግማ